How to identify and use the key drivers of change. Drivers of change allow us to explore how change might happen and what will primarily influence that change over time. Drivers and trends are similar, but are not the same, and they are used for different purposes. A driver is a major force that is shaping the future in significant ways. Drivers of change are often underlying issues or catalysts that contribute to the emergence or acceleration of trends. A trend projects current change over a period of time in a specific direction, such as tariffs increased 20% over the past 10 years. From this, we might infer a continued projection along a baseline if other changes do not occur. The key differences are that drivers are the forces that create the change, while trends are pieces of evidence that track change over time. Drivers can be anything from AI advancements to nationalism. These are major areas where change is happening at a rapid pace, have an enormous impact, or both. Drivers are often derived from rigorous foresight research, including signals of change, individual instances of evidence of change in our world, as well as trends, issues, plans, projections, and obstacles. In this example, we can see how our research sense-making helps us inform our creation of the driver virtually living. Drivers are meant to quickly convey complex ideas of change, and as such, creating a good title for your driver is essential. The name starts with the topic, that is the change, and then characterizes that change. So instead of increasing climate change, a better title is Climate Change Disruptions. This makes it immediately clear what the change is. An added benefit is that this is consistent, and this format makes it easier to sort and analyze them. A good driver will have a clear title, but also a description that helps put it in context, and 2 to 3 exploratory questions that come from the driver. Most projects will have between 10 and 20 drivers, but how do you know which ones are most important? Once you have a comprehensive list of drivers, you should decide which ones are most important or impactful. Select between 5 and 7 to be your primary drivers. We will use all of them, but these drivers will be where most of your focus of change comes from. Once you have selected your individual drivers, you will want to explore how these drivers work together. Do they amplify each other? Does one balance out the other? A common way of doing this is the cross-impact analysis. This is where we put all the drivers in a table in both the X and Y axes and indicate how each one impacts the other on a scale of -2, reduces the impact, to 2, increases impact. We often use a series of pluses and minuses to indicate this. This is not a perfect nor precise determination, but it is meant to uncover interesting and perhaps unforeseen impacts of a complicated system of change. It is also important to discuss the outcomes as a group and see where there may be disagreement or untapped knowledge. Once we have compared them, we can do some analysis on each driver and its relationship, looking for areas of strong and weak influence. Now that we have a set of drivers and have ranked them and analyzed their impact on each other, we can use these to help us come up with scenarios, implications, opportunities for agency, and warnings of change. This could be done in a driver's report used by a country when planning their strategy or for other foresight activities. Drivers can be used directly to help inform strategies and planning documents. However, in many cases, they form the basis of our futuring or creating plausible visions of possible futures, such as scenarios. Creating drivers is one step in the strategic foresight process that has a large impact in helping others understand change in their context. To see how drivers are used in scenario development, you can view our other videos in this series.